Hi, in this session we'll discuss about data protection. Now, as the name suggests, data protection is related to protecting data. In Excel, there are mainly two types of data protection. One is protecting the cells and thus protecting the data in the cell. And the second one is protecting the entire workbook itself so that the workbook can only be accessed by authorized users. The second part is sort of similar to having a password for your email address, having a passcode for your phone. But we'll come to the second part later. But let's just focus on the first part, which is protecting the cells and thus the data in a cell. Now, the question which you may be asking over here is that why do we need to protect the cells or protect the values within the cells? When we have multiple users of an Excel file, there might be a chance when someone may delete a formula or they might change the location of a particular column or they might change some of the values. So in order to ensure that this does not happen, data protection comes in handy. I'm not sure if you've noticed this, but when you select one cell or a bunch of cells and do a right click, go to format cells and go on protection. The locked option is ticked by default, and over here it states that locking cells or hiding formulas has no effect until you protect the worksheet. Now, by default, all the cells in an Excel file they are locked. But as it states over here also, till the time we do not protect a worksheet, this will have no outcome or this will have no impact on anything. So what I'll do, I'll select a bunch of cells over here and I'll just do a format, and now I will unlock them. Now what happens is when you do data protection, your data protection passes on to each cell which has been logged. So the data protection will not be valid or will not result in anything to the cells which are unlocked. Now let's see how we will go about protecting a worksheet or protecting the cells. So go to review and then click on protect sheet. You can put in a password over here. So let's just put in a simple one right now, ABC. Okay, so right now by default, two options are selected over here. One is select locked cells and one is select unlocked cells. So what this is basically telling me is when I'm protecting my worksheet, the only thing which I will be able to do is I will be able to select my locked cells, I will be able to select my unlocked cells, but I will not be able to format my cells, I will not be able to format columns, rows, insert columns, insert rows. I will not be able to do any of these things. So let's see how it works. When I click on OK, it will prompt me again to re-enter the password. Now, right now I can select the cells, I can select these cells also, but when I double click on this cell, Excel says the cell or chart you're trying to change is on a protected sheet. To make a change, unprotect the sheet. You might be requested to enter a password. What if I go from formula bar? Again, the same error. What if I want to do anything to the column? Again, I have very limited options, and if I click on clear contents, it will give me the same message. But can I make changes to the unlocked cells? Yes, I can. I can write anything in the unlocked cells. Now let's unprotect the sheet again. And when we'll unprotect the sheet, Excel will again ask me for the password. Okay. Now what we'll do, we'll go through some of these options by checking them one by one and seeing the impact what it will have. So let's click on format cells. I'm not putting any password over here because again and again I have to put the password, and then for unprotecting it again and I'll have to put the password. Sort of time consuming. Let's click on OK. Okay, so so now I can format the cells also. Let's see if it works. Yes, now I can format the cells. Let's choose some other colors. But can I write anything? No, I cannot write anything in these cells. So let's go back again, review, unprotect sheet, again click on protect sheet. Now let's select format columns and format rows. So now I can at least format columns. I can change the column width. Similarly, I can do the same thing for the rows as well. Can I delete anything? Let's see. No, I still cannot do that. Let's see, border, fill. So I can color the entire column or row also now. Let's just do a control Z, just too many colors. Now let's see if I can, I'll protect my sheet again. We've seen that we can do formatting changes, but I also want to check if we can insert columns and rows right now. So I'm not taking them right now. So let's just click on OK. Now the worksheet is protected. No, I cannot because I don't have these options of insert and delete highlighted. Okay, now let's unprotect the sheet. Protect sheet again. Insert column, insert rows. Clicking on OK. Let's insert a column over here. Now I've got that option. Yes, I can insert a column now. Let's do the same thing for rows. Yeah, I can insert rows also now. Let's again unprotect the sheet, protect the sheet. Let's look at delete columns and delete rows. Okay, let's see if I can delete columns now. So as you can see, Excel's given me an error that I'm trying to delete a column that contains a locked cell. So it cannot be deleted right now. So let's just unprotect the sheet. Do a right click, format cells, protection, unlock. Okay. And now when I protect my sheet, I've got delete columns and delete rows selected. Now I can delete. Again, unprotect the sheet. Protect. Now for sort and use auto filter, I'll have to take an example. So let me just, right now the sheet is in unprotected mode. So let me just write some data over here. Name, salary, A, B, C, D, 100, 1200, 1300, 1400. Now for sort, let me just place a filter because once I protect the worksheet, I will not be able to place a filter also. And another thing is I can also calculate sum of salaries. So that would be sum, and let me calculate the average also. Okay, so now let's protect the sheet again. Let's click on sort. Let's see what happens without the sort option being there. So when I'm even trying to click on the filter, it's not working. So I will not be able to sort. And now as you can see, I cannot even change anything. So let's unprotect. For protect, sort, use auto filter, click on OK. So let's see if I can sort now. I can see the options. Let's see. No. So the cell or chart you are trying to change is on a protected sheet. So for this to work, what you'll have to do is you'll have to unprotect the sheet. You will have to select all of them, go to format cells, protection, locked, OK. And now let's protect the sheet again. Click on OK. Now I can sort. Let's unprotect the sheet. Let's protect the sheet again. I've got all of these options. Uh, if I click on use pivot table and pivot chart, for that let me just draw a pivot first, because once I protect the worksheet I will not be able to even create a pivot table. So I've created a new sheet. Now irrespective if this particular sheet is protected or not, that does not matter to me right now. So using protect sheet, let's click on use pivot table and pivot chart, name salary. But if I do additional value settings, I can change count, average, max, min over here, but I cannot do any formatting over here. So the number of things which you can do with a pivot table when the sheet is protected sort of reduces. But let's go back to the original sheet. Now the main purpose of protecting a sheet is that no one deletes your existing data or no one deletes your formulas which are there in the file. So I've got a formula over here. Let's just protect the sheet again. So now the sheet is protected. Can I alter this formula? No, I cannot. But because these cells, these are unlocked, I can alter these cells, which will then change the values in these particular formula driven cells. So this is one of the most important use of data protection, that you can keep your formula cells logged and thus protected. So the user or the multiple users who are entering data in an Excel file, they can change the input cells, but they will not be able to change the formulas. So thus you're protecting your formulas over here. Similarly, as I mentioned earlier, if the cells are anyways locked, then you will not be able to delete anything. You will even not be able to edit anything. So with the data protection done, let's move to the second part of it, which is protecting the workbook itself. So when you go to file and when you click on info over here, you can protect your workbook by encrypting it with password. So let's just keep a simple password over here, ABC, ABC, okay, and then go back. So now, and then do a save. Now whenever you will open the file, Excel will prompt you for that password. So it's always important for you to remember that password, because without that you will not be able to open the Excel file. Now the last type of data protection which I'll cover over here is protecting your workbook. So what this does is it protects the structure of the workbook. So let's keep a password over here. So now I will not be able to add any new sheet. I will not be able to delete any existing sheet. So with the data protection now done, following this video, we have some exercises for you to do. And if you have any queries or any questions at all, please drop an email to us. Thank you.